CoachTomBarbieri. Different schools in his 33 years of coaching high school football. He started coaching at Heartland High School in 1978. Coach Barbieri has been involved in just about every aspect of the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association. What coaching has meant to Coach Barbieri. Every day of my life has been a great day because of football. The most fun I've had in life is to win a football game. And the second most fun I've had is to lose one. Football coaching has meant I haven't had to grow up yet. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Hall of Fame, Coach Tom Barbieri.
I'd like to apologize to everyone else that didn't get the good seats because of all Dexter and Gaylord and Heartland people here tonight, all my relatives. Thank you for fitting in here and enjoying all 14 of our speeches. And please keep in mind, we deeply appreciate it. I would like to thank the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association for this great honor. I have been a director for the last 17 years, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. I also like to thank the University of Michigan for all their support. I have worked football camps at U of M for the last 27 years. I've had the pleasure to work with the staffs of Bo Schemblecker, Gary Moeller, Lloyd Carr, Rich Rodriguez, and I look forward once again to work with Brady Hope and his staff. Being a coach, I set 3 goals for my speech tonight. 1, not to lose it emotionally, for this award means a great deal to me. 2, to recognize as many people that have been influential in my career of coaching as possible. And 3, maybe, just maybe, make you laugh a little bit. The proudest statement I can make is I am my dad's son. My dad passed away when I was 7 years old, and a day does not go by that I don't think about it. I graduated from Servite High School in Detroit in 1973. I will forever be a Panther. I'd like to thank my high school football coach, Ken Semmelsberger, for being here tonight. Please stand, Ken. I started my coaching career in Heartland in 1977. Heartland is where I learned what the fish says when he hits the wall. Damn. Don't get that. Steve Schick hired me as a varsity assistant coach, and I was hooked. I met many great people in my 15 years at Heartland. Athletic Secretary Irene Clevin, Tony Silsby, great friends Jack Peters, Joe Irvin, Harold Kruger, and many great coaches. Rick Shear, Mike Shear, Bill Kane, Mike Kane, Scott Farley, Mike Farley, Dave Kowalski, and the late Eric Grierville. I had a chance to coach some great players. The Matt Cole, Dan Bortinsky, Mike Batten, Mark Lohr, Jeff Lohr, Bruce Carr, Kirk Evanson, Chad Frazier, Scott Lynch, Charlie Decatur, Chad Brennan, Mark Denowith, Terry Mears, Josh Stern, Jason Taylor, Michael Freed, Chris Bale, Todd Cowan, and many, many more. I was able to work at Heartland as assistant principal, athletic director, head football coach, and head softball coach. I also did a little bit of JV basketball coaching too in my spare time. After 15 years, I moved to Gaylord. The first 4 years, my wife Elaine stayed back in Heartland because there wasn't a suitable teaching job for her. So we did the 3.5-hour drive every weekend. Gaylord is where I learned why golfers wear 2 pairs of socks in case they get a hole in one. Berkshire, John Osborne was also a Hall of Famer, Paul Belliot, the first ever Gaylord youth football coach, Craig Yeager, Angie Brown, and a great AD in Doug Becker. I coached some great kids, Gabe McMasters, Aaron Dunham, Matt Galbraith, Bill and Fred Heath, Chad Yeager, Jim, John, and Mike Field, and many, many more. After 8 years, I moved to Boyne City for 1 year. Boyne is where I figured out what you call a bear with no teeth, a gummy bear. The year in Boyne was one of the most fun of my career. I worked with Dave Hills, Gus Kapoka, Doc Mansfield, and Dave Bricker. It was an experience I will never forget. It was one of the most fun times of my coaching career. I've spent the last 10 years as a Dexter Dreadnought. In Dexter, I learned why every cemetery has a fence around it, because people were dying to get in. I've always been in a position to rebuild football programs. Dexter has been one of the most enjoyable and most challenging endeavors of my career. I have had great assistant coaches to work with. Monty Vincent, Dave Avansky, Mike McCarthy, Bruce Chaffee, Mark Whitley, Larry Mertz, Craig Kerrigan, Tim Bergstrom, Rick Evelyn, Ron Abbott, Josh Abbott, Ryan Fisher, Jim Chapin, Dave Teddy, Dave Lawrence, a great AD in John Robinson, and an ever so helpful athletic secretary Linda Munson. People like Rhonda Hall, who runs our players reading to the elementary students, to Sherry Hodgman, who keeps me and all the other coaches organized with all the paperwork, and to Jim Codzones for being a great touchdown club president. I say thank you to fellow teachers that are here tonight that have been so supportive. Shirley Bitters, Bill and Cheryl Wells, Angie and Dewey Scott, I thank you for all your support. We all miss Henry Thurston, our manager at Dexter for 47 years. He passed away on October 7th, 2010. He was the most popular person in Dexter. His mother was going to be here today. She dropped the book on her foot. She couldn't get a shoe on, so she turned in her tickets so somebody else could use them. That's the kind of person they are. I would like to thank the table of Dexter football players that are here today. The Dexter Lions Club for being here today. I've always enjoyed working with the Lions Club and all the things that we do to help the great community of Dexter. I would like to thank my relatives for being here today, and I would like to thank my wife's relatives for being here today. I would like to thank my brother Bob, stand up please, for all his support. One of these days, he'll take stats at the state finals at Ford Field for a game that I'm coaching. I'd like to thank my sister-in-law, Terry, and my nephew, Larry, for being here today. My biggest fan, my mother, Adelaide Barbieri. She has been at many, many games throughout the years. I know it could not have been easy to raise me. It was unpicted for her. She is always willing to do team sewing and stuff envelopes for the team. She taught me as a young kid what the male mushroom said to the female mushroom. I'm a fun guy. My wife Elaine, she's got her hand over her face right now. Please stand up. As a coach, I had to make many, many decisions in my life. The best decision I ever made was to marry my wife. I would not be here today without my wife. Twice in our career, we lived 3 to 4 hours apart. Once without kids, and once with the three boys. Speaking of the three boys, I save them for last. As a coach, I come home, and it doesn't matter if we had great practice or bad practice, if we won a game or lost a game, their love is unconditional. My oldest, named after my father, Lawrence Ansel Barbieri II. The twins, David Barbieri and Joseph Barbieri. My biggest hope is they don't start fighting before we get done. One of my biggest thrills was to have them on the sideline with us as ball boys and water boys these past few years. Thank you to the entire audience for being here tonight, for all of us being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I am very proud to be part of this Hall of Fame class of 2011 with all these great coaches. Thank you.